Hvem er det her? Det finder du ud af lige om lidt. Jeg sidder her sammen med Arne Meyer, som arbejder fra Naughty Dog. And Arne, what can you tell us? Why are you here in Norway today?
So we're here because the Uncharted collection, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, is coming out in early October. And we're here in the forest, and there's a mine nearby, and I think this is a really fitting setting to talk about the adventures of Nathan Drake, since so much of his adventures take place in interesting places all over the world.
And what can you tell us about this Nathan Drake collection? I mean, it's the old games, right? We've all played them before. Is there anything new?
There are some new things. So there were two goals that we wanted to achieve when we started working with our development partner Bluepoint on the Nathan Drake collection. One of the goals was that we had recognized there's a large segment of gamers who did not have a PlayStation 3. And knowing that Uncharted 4 was coming out, it was like, how can we introduce them to the Uncharted series? I mean, you always hear, especially people who were single platform before, they were like, oh, my friends say, Uncharted the games to get on PlayStation. So like, we want to make sure that people have that opportunity. If they didn't have a PS3, how do you play that on the PS4? And then the other aspect was, there are fans who have moved over to PS4 with us. And so to do that, we decided to take a look at all three games with Bluepoint and say, well, what improvements can we make and what additions can we make? One of the things that we've been talking about, I think is really it was really great for us, is how we've unified the shooting mechanics between all three games. If you look at all three games, every aspect of the game, technology, gameplay-wise, we learned from the game before and we iterated on it and we improved on it and we made new additions. And we said, okay, how do we take all of this knowledge and apply it to all three games equally, sort of standardize and how it feels to play all three games and how it visually looks like. So in some cases it was creating a new lighting model, environment lighting model, so that the Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the lighting looks great but also feels consistent between all three games. One of the things that Uncharted Drake's Fortune lacked was screen space ambient occlusion, the shadows, and we put that into Uncharted Drake's Fortune so that all three games sort of feel consistent.
So is there any new exclusive content that sort of adds something to the story?
No. So at the end of the day, we really didn't want to touch what everyone loved about all three games. I think, a lot of people will say that, when you look at all three games as a whole, I think that we've created something really special there. We've won plenty of awards within all three games. When Uncharted Drake's Fortune came out, I would always hear, and I always believed that was one of the best games of PlayStation 3 when it came out. I wasn't working at Naughty Dog yet, and that was one of the reasons why, when they came calling, it was really attractive for me to work there, because I thought, wow, this is a really great game. So I think, the idea was let's not mess around with what made the game special, but let's just make, again, like those improvements to make it more satisfying and make it feel more consistent.
Right now we can sort of see Uncharted 4 in the distance. Can you tell us anything about that?
Not too much. I mean, I think we're all excited to really have everyone see what the final chapter for Nathan Drake is like.
Will it be the final chapter?
You're saying it's the final chapter, so you'll have to see. I think it'll pose an interesting question going into how Uncharted 4 plays. I think for me and for us, I think the story for it is really interesting for us to see a character that Nathan Drake thought was dead, his brother, come back, both with good and bad news. He's found Libertalia, which is something that they've both been chasing for a long time, but he also comes with that his life is on the line. And to see how Nathan Drake is pulled between his new family and his established, he's settled down, he's out of the game, and his old family, that's really a reminder of the past that he came from, and really see what drives him. We always talk, the characters around Nathan Drake in all of the games, you'll see what his true personality is like. They draw it out, and what drives him, and it's now you're seeing the question, what really drives him on this fortune hunting? Is it being an adrenaline junkie? Is it a sense of duty? What is it? And I think that poses a really interesting question from a narrative standpoint.
Det var, hvad Arne Meyer havde at sige. Jeg håber, I kunne lide det. Husk at dele videoen med dine venner. Giv os et like, skriv en kommentar. Alt det der, som du plejer at skulle gøre. Og så ses vi bare næste gang.